Well, 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 football season is here and 12 Sports is camping with the Cardinals. Back together weekend, State Farm Stadium ready to rock.
12 Sports taking you on the road this week. You are going to see the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, not just now, but on Tuesday and throughout the week. The site of the Hall of Fame game right here on 12 News Thursday, and Larry Fitzgerald's enshrinement coming up next Saturday.
We got a bunch of great interviews coming your way over the next hour. We are one-on-one with the former voice of the Cardinals, Dave Pasch. Oh, it hurts me to say that. He's got some classic Cardinal stories coming your way. What is up, Arizona? Happiness is a choice as always. Go out and make it a great day. Cameron Cox, Lena Washington, coming to you live from inside State Farm Stadium. Cardinals camp here as we are fired up. Football season is back. We are in the thick of training camp here, Lena, and business is picking up out here, right?
Yeah, they're ready to get the pads popping, ready to hit someone in a different colored jersey. The fans are getting all the autographs and selfies with players. So as Nathaniel Hackett said earlier this week, it's a season that's undefeated right now.
Yeah.
So vibes are high and fans are excited for what's to come.
Yeah, I think this team has a chance to shock some people. Listen, we all know it. Arizona sports tend to do well when there's no expectation, so we'll see how the Cardinals can fare this year. We got a great show lined up for you. We're going to take you all around Cardinals camp. We got a number of interviews for you. We're going to talk to Dave Pasch. Of course, we're getting you fired up for this week and what it means for Larry Fitzgerald and him being inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We got some of his greatest hits.
Yes, and he's got many of them.
That's right. Well, let's show you what happened today at Cardinals camp. Pop, the pads on once again out here at State Farm Stadium. All right, so this week, not real football yet, but it is game week. Yes, the Cardinals will open preseason play Thursday night against the Panthers. The Hall of Fame game right here on 12 News. Kickoff 5 o'clock. No word yet if any starters or backups are going to play. Likely not, since this is an extra preseason game. 12 Sports, of course, heading to Canton for the game, and more importantly, Larry Fitzgerald going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's about 2 weeks of camp, right? So, Coach, what does this team do well? Okay, so details, Lena, is kind of the big thing. But you know, it's watching practice. One thing I love about Coach LaFleur, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like he missed much during practice whatsoever. If somebody runs a wrong route, he's right there to kind of clean it up in the moment.
Yeah, and that's something that I've been interested in seeing is just how he operates on the field and paying attention to those little details, because we've heard in seasons past that those are the details that kept this team from winning games, from making it to the playoffs. So to lock down on those things now is really crucial when you're talking about playing in January. But he loves playing 11-on-11 football. He says one-on-one reps isn't really real football, so he wants to have some contact as much as allowed, and he's not scared of players fighting if it's for the better of the team, if it's justified, I guess you would say. But he is enjoying the energy, and if you're talking about energy, one of the new faces out here at training camp is number 17, Kendrick Bourne, a Super Bowl champion. We got to talk to him right after practice earlier today.
That was after a practice, too. Still got the moves there, Lita. There we go. Hey, best news from camp so far. Second-year defensive tackle Walter Dolan back at practice after leaving early Friday with a leg injury. All is good, just being cautious after those injuries last season. Nolan told us, cut out junk food in the offseason, dropped some weight, and hired a personal chef. The former first-round pick also said he didn't feel like he did enough last season after missing 11 games due to injury. You know, one player I'm really fired up to see back at Arizona is Roy Lopez, the Valley boy, right? Chances are you know one of his family members, or maybe several out in our community, right? Roy and his family rooted in Arizona, especially the high school football scene. His dad is a longtime Valley high school football coach. Shout out Coach Lopez, right? And remember this, a few years ago, Roy showed up to the game in some of his old family members' high school jerseys from back in the day. Pretty cool, right? Now with everyone back together and Roy back home, Sundays, the family can gather together again. Roy Lopez can't help but smile. Looking up in the stands during camp, he already can picture the family game days again.
Looking up in the stands and seeing 50, 60, just Lopez shirts and jerseys in the stands, just screaming and tears in our eyes, man.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Lots of emotion seeing Roy re-sign with the Cardinals in March. He spent last season in Detroit, playing in every game and racking up a new career high in sacks.
It was great for me. It was great as a player. As a man, I learned a lot.
Back in Arizona with hopes to help a defense that ranked near the bottom in 2025.
He's just a very smart football player. So, he generates conversations in that D-line room that makes myself better, makes all the players better.
He knows defensive coordinator Nick Rallis well, playing for him in 2023 and 2024.
If anybody ever gets to sit in a meeting room of our defense, and Nick Rawls is up there talking, and you get to understand real fast, the mindset of this defense and what we got going forward. When you're in the room with a group of guys like this, they have that chip on their shoulder, have the mindset of being disrespected for so long. In this league, respect is everything.
Talking about play style, motor, and violence, I had my Roy clips ready to go, right? Because they've been on the teach tape. And so for him to come back and I'm able to throw those back in because I know that he brings that play style to this defense. So I love that he's here.
Speaking of respect, Lopez has it for former first-round pick Walter Nolan.
Yeah, that's what I like about his game.
Yeah.
Everything. Guy's a dog, man. It's a privilege to be able to play with a guy like that for sure. His football years, he's light year ahead of his real-world age.
In the Cardinals locker room, they call him Mr. Arizona, thanks to his Valley roots. But recently, that title belongs to someone else.
You known around these parts as Mr. Arizona? Is that what I'm gathering?
No, but I saw they gave that title to Koa Pete. Shout out Koa Pete, man. That's so cool. I can't wait to wear a Pete jersey to the stadium, man. So that's cool.
What do you remember about him playing basketball in the Valley and then at Arizona?
I've heard about him since he was a little kid, man. The whole family. I've heard about their whole family. I got to play against Andres last year, and yeah, man, the whole family. It's a legendary family, man. Legendary last name for sure.
Talented bunch. The whole group is talented.
They're stacked. They're all tall and big-boned, man. So no, I've known them for a long time. They've known me and my family for a long time as well. So it's really cool to see him get drafted. When he got drafted, it was like one of my family members getting drafted. Man, it was all in our group chat, and everybody was proud and happy. So great pick. Great pick.
Rock that jersey to the game at some point.
I will. I'll be rocking the Pete jersey for sure.
Lopez is rocking a number 51 jersey this time around, a throwback to his high school days at Mesquite. And the family orders already coming in.
My Nana texted me, I think yesterday or the day before, she got her 51 jersey, right? So she's ready, man. New number, she needed a new jersey, so it's really cool.
Did you get her the jersey?
I did, me and my dad. Yeah, my dad was able to come to practice and take it home.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Name, please.
Trey McBride.
You good?
Thanks, guys.
Whoa, whoa. No hurdles.
Congrats, Dom.
Appreciate it. Whoa.
I played this game for a long time. I grew up playing Madden. Something I'm very, honored, and that's very cool to me, but it's a video game. So it is what it is, but it is pretty special to get that recognition from EA.
I love that 85 joined the 99 club as you join us here at 12 Sports Locker Room Live from Cardinals training camp. Trey McBride is a beast, but they're just like us. They play video games. They like to go see Spider-Man,
And being a 99 overall, that means something to the kids.
Put it on the resume, Trey.
There we go. Speaking of someone who is 99 overall, after 24 seasons on the mic, being the voice of the Cardinals, Dave Pasch stepping down this summer. It is truly going to be hard to listen to Cardinal games moving forward without hearing DP on the mic. He is truly the voice of the greatest moments in Cardinals history. And recently I got a chance to talk to him for a two-part interview. You're going to hear part two after the Hall of Fame game Thursday night right here on 12 News. But first, here's part one. And it is incomplete! Dropped at the 30-yard line by Curtis. The Cardinals take over! They're a minute 51 away from Tampa! Dave, first of all, it's good to see you. I think I speak for everyone here in the Valley. We're going to miss you. You've now had some time to process the decision and the next chapter of your life. What comes to mind when you think of the last 24 years?
Well, Cam, good seeing you. Sorry that I won't see you up in Glendale. It's very strange to be end of July, early August, and not be at training camp. It's been 25 years since I've had an August where I haven't had to be at a camp. So it's just strange in that regard. I had a great job. I had the best job in the NFL. The way I was treated by Michael Bidwell and going back to the late Mr. B, I don't think anybody had it better than me the last 2+ decades. The only reason that I do not have that job anymore is because ESPN came to me a few months ago with my contract being up and the Cardinals contract being up, and they made me an offer and an opportunity that I just couldn't turn down. The Cardinals were great. They completely understood. They supported me. They encouraged me. And I leave with mixed emotions for sure, knowing that I won't be able to do a job that I loved, but at the same time, thrilled and excited about the next chapter of my career.
I guess when you think back on the first day, how much has life changed between day one and 24 years later?
Well, I had a full head of hair back in 2002 when I started, so that's the first thing you should know. So much has changed. I mean, we had young kids at the time. Now our kids are grown and out of the house. We have one left in college. One's married, another's about to be married. I just celebrated my 30-year wedding anniversary. Just thinking about what's happened in 24 years, it's just funny. I think about Larry Fitzgerald going in the Hall of Fame. I heard Anquan Boldin on the air the other day. I looked it up. Anquan's only like 7 or 8 years younger than me. And, as we get older, you realize, wow, that dude was only like 8 years older than me. But it felt like for whatever reason, there was like this 20 or 30-year gap. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm an old guy now. I think back to, my good looks and hair from 24 years ago. They're gone. Thankfully, my wife still puts up with me.
Beard looks great, by the way, just so you know. I wish I could
That's
grow
just
that.
To mask. Well, the beard is just to mask. So you don't look up here, you look here. See, that's a TV trick, as you know. We get these TV tricks.
Boot to the left, backing up. Now lobs it left corner of the end zone. Caught by Harrison. Shazam! Into the end zone, jump ball, and it is. Is it caught? Is it caught? Oh my goodness, it's caught! DeAndre Hopkins caught it! He caught it for a touchdown with 1 second left! I can't believe it!
Do you have some favorite memories on the mic calling Cardinal games?
I do, absolutely, for sure. And the first one that's an easy one is when the Cardinals beat the Eagles and made it to the Super Bowl. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget being at the Super Bowl. I remember traveling. I did a college basketball game at Pitt the day before the Super Bowl. I was actually down in Tampa with the team, flew up to Pittsburgh to call the game, and flew back down after the game. I was the only person on the flight not in a Steelers uniform. I was in a suit because I'd just come from doing a game. So I stuck out like a sore thumb. I think people knew I wasn't a Steeler fan. I didn't really share that with anybody on the plane. But I'll never forget that. The ride over to, we were actually on the bus. Wolf and I were sitting behind Kurt Warner. And I remember Wolf and I were just saying, this guy, he looks so calm. This is the biggest game for a lot of these people that they've ever participated in. It's certainly our biggest game as broadcasters, and Kurt, it just looks like another day at the office for him because he had been there before. He had won it. He had been there. He knew what it was all about, and we were just kind of snickering like, what is going on in his mind right now? Watching Larry Fitzgerald run into the end zone.
Fires over the middle of Fitz, caught at the 45, 50, Fitz's loose 40, 30, goodbye! 10-5, Cardinals lead, touchdown, Larry Fitzgerald!
That's memory number one. But I think, Cam, the biggest thing was the relationships. I'll treasure those forever. We were fair. We were honest, but fair. And I think fans appreciated that. And the organization understood it, which not all organizations do. That was a special thing about working for the Cardinals.
I don't know how a broadcaster gets so lucky in their career to sit next to Bill Walton and Ron Wolfley in a career. When you were sitting next to Wolf, did you ever just look at him and be like, I can't believe that just happened, or he just said this, and just, you had to hold it back?
Cam, I'm trying to decide who to blame more for the hair loss, working with Bill or working with Wolf. I'm sure the tandem of working with both of them probably exacerbated it and quickened the hair loss. I mean, I still have, you can see behind me, I still got this thing from Bill behind me here. He used to come up with placards every time we had a Pac-12 tournament and T-shirts, and they usually had to do with making fun of me. And I loved Bill. I miss him every day.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Wolf, the same. I have love for Wolf that, will always be there. And his sayings, which he didn't write down. He didn't have a list, and I've seen guys that have a list of sayings.
Finally, I found the two biggest celebrities here in Mexico City. Ron's the bigger one, right? Is that bigger celebrity?
No. That's why he's in the middle. We put the star in the middle, and we flank him because we're just background.
They would just come out, and I was fascinated by them because I hadn't heard them before, but I could picture it. That's what was amazing to me. He talked about an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman squaring off and using something like, David, that's where the fur flies. You could see that, right? You could picture, we used to have two cats that would fight, and when the cats fought, the fur would go up in the air. And so when Wolf would say, David, that's where the fur flies, I just would picture my cats. And I think for everybody, like, you could picture this. It makes sense, right? Where two animals going at it and you see fur going everywhere. Like, that's, like an offensive and defensive lineman, locking arms and going toe to toe. That, resonated. So I don't know why I picked that one, but that's just one that always stood out to me as funny, but also something that I could always picture.
It's time to pass the aux cord. What are the players pumping on their pregame playlist?
It's honestly a mix of it all, really. R&B, country, rap. I'm waiting on a new Gunna album to drop, so whenever that drops, I'll be straight Gunna.
I'm surprised to hear country. Who are you listening to?
I like Bailey Zimmerman, Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, all those people.
Coming into training camp, I like to listen to some gospel music. It's really the main thing, and I've been listening to some Jamaican music lately. Because you get in here, the rap music plays pretty quickly. So just a different kind of vibe going. The same way that rap can get some people going, I feel like just the gospel gets me going, like that spiritual fire. You know what I mean?
Good music is important. All right, we heard from rookie running back Jeremiah Love for the first time in training camp. The rookie, we've talked about it, is turning heads, but still admits he has plenty to prove. You can see the talent. Love likes the way head coach Mike LaFleur is using him in the backfield and as a pass catcher. Coach LaFleur likes the way Love doesn't make the same mistake twice. He is eager to get some reps in a preseason game. Maybe the Hall of Fame game?
I ain't got to tell me. I'm going to go play. Whether you ain't going to tell me I ain't going to go play. I'm going to go out there and play. You try to keep me on the sideline? Nah, I'm going to go play. I want to hit, get my feet in the ground, actually play against another team. Like, I need to go out there and play. I think it's very important for my development as a rookie and as an NFL player to make sure I go out there and play in a preseason game. Like, we get to celebrate one of our own. So to honor Larry, Larry was a dog, man. Like, I heard he got, more tackles than drop passes. Like, that's a crazy stat line.
Yeah, he knows the history. Yeah, there we go. Now, listen, Lita, I don't know if it's realistic to think Jeremiah Love is going to play in this first preseason game. That turf, players have complained about it for a long time out there in Canton. It's an extra preseason game. Listen, I hope he gets some reps in the preseason. I think, personally, we're just going to see a bunch of third and fourth stringers in this game just to kind of rest up and then get ready for the next preseason game.
Yeah, I mean, Mike LaFleur did say he appreciates Jeremiah saying that he wants to get those reps in and develop. Always good to know that your rookie is ready to work and get that play style on tape. But yes, I mean, we want these guys to be healthy for the long run. But it is just going to be a great experience for these young men to see the Hall of Famers, see all those gold jackets, be on national television, because we know there aren't any national televised games for the Cardinals this season. Not yet, but maybe they can catch some eyes here on Thursday.
That's right. Jeremiah Love, right now RB2 on the depth chart, but we've all talked about it. He's getting reps with the ones. Speaking of running backs, no such thing as having too many of those, right? Last season, 6 different backs saw playing time for the Cardinals. Of course, starters James Conner and Trey Benson all went down too as well. So this season, Lena, they got 4 starters back there, or they could at least. James Conner, Trey Benson are back. Conner not fully participating in teamwork yet. They signed Tyler Algier in the offseason, former 1,000-yard rusher. We all know they drafted Love with the 3rd overall pick. Everybody expects Love to be the guy. A familiar story for Algier, who's been overshadowed multiple times in his NFL career. Coming here was supposed to be like his time in a sense. Instead, he is sharing the backfield. Again, head coach Mike LaFleur called him right after the team drafted Love and promised him a spot in the rotation.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, it wasn't like, no, we're gonna bench you now. No, it wasn't that. Yeah, no, I think it was a really good communication between him, which I can respect. Head coaches or anyone doesn't have to do that. I knew what I was getting into. We're splitting both, and she was just great competition. There's no point in being, I guess, a jerk about it, because that's not really going to get you anywhere. Whenever that chance comes, you just got to execute, take advantage of your opportunities. So that's just the biggest thing for me. It's just a mindset, I think.
Now let's talk about the Cardinals coaching staff. Defensive coordinator Nick Rallis, the only holdover from the Jonathan Gannon era. Mike LaFleur bringing in Michael Gobriel to coach special teams, and former NFL head coach Nathaniel Hackett as his OC. They're all still establishing the foundation and identity of their respective units, but they all have high expectations for how their players make the most of these practice reps.
It's been really good to have Mike and just given his perspective. not just from his brain, but also so many of our opponents in this division, he's been in those offenses, right? And so the biggest thing is, who are we? And, and we're going to go throughout camp and really figure that out.
None of our game translates anymore from college to the NFL. But I've always said that the purest form of football, block mechanics, block destruction, catching the ball, taking care of the football, tackling, all those things still show up.
Everything's competition. So you mentioned competition, I love it. I mean, I want everybody to compete for everything. I want all those guys to want the ball every single play, and if they don't get the ball, be mad. And we want that always to be brewing in them. We want to throw everybody the ball. We want to hand the ball to everyone. We've got a lot of fun players to highlight.
Yes, a lot of fun players to highlight, but only 3 players on this roster have Super Bowl rings. Edge rusher Josh Sweat with the Eagles, and that happened right here at State Farm Stadium. Kendrick Bourne with the Chiefs, and Sean Murphy-Bunting with the Bucks.
Yeah, that was Bruce Arians who was coaching that team back in the day. SMB is one of the oldest players on this roster. This offseason, he reworked his contract so he could stay here after missing all last season with a knee injury, betting on himself and betting he could still make an impact. Thing I remember about last year is you were always around. What did it mean to be around here and be around his team when you were hurt?
Yeah, I think it's important always to obviously be around, but I don't think it was a facade.
You were always talking to them. When they'd come off the field, they would almost come right to you in a sense.
Right, yeah. I mean, I was just an extra set of eyes, being able to see the things that they might not see and catch every single play. If you line up on one side of the field, you might not be able to see the other side of the field. So just being able to just be that helping hand.
Right, so how do you feel out there now? Being back fully healthy, how do you feel?
You want me to be honest?
I want you to be complete.
I feel great. I feel great.
Smile.
I know, man. I feel great because it's been a long time. I'm trying to hide my excitement, and I don't want to be smiling from ear to ear the entire interview. So I'm trying to keep it calm.
Being back, it's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming, man, and that's why it's so it's so enjoyable now. Just being out there flying around the good and the bad. I'm just so grateful, so.
What room are you in now? You a safety? Are you a corner? I see you playing nickel out there a lot. Where are you at on the field?
I'm everything, man. I can play wherever I need to play. Obviously, my main role right now, I'm playing in the slot, and I move around based on just the scheme and the position of what we need.
You took Will under your wing a little bit last year. How have you seen him grow?
Man, I've seen Will obviously play since college, and honestly, he actually went to the same high school as one of my older brothers, so I've known about him for a very long time, but seeing him in person and seeing how he works, seeing how his character is, we feed off of each other. All of us feed off of each other. Denzel as well, everybody, Max, everybody just progressing in their own way, man, and I think it's so special, the type of group that we have in the corners room and the safeties room, and I think that the sky is truly the limit.
I know you're a guy that's got your ear to the ground here in the city. I see you out and about. I know you hear people when they talk about this team, but what do you see that maybe the outsiders don't see with this team?
Man, I'm here every day. I mean, I see the work and I see the want that we have in our hearts. Everybody on this team has the grit, the strain that it takes to be champions, that it takes to be playoff contenders, and just that it takes to win. And I think, everybody loves to come up with the standings and this team is a Super Bowl favorite and everything, but you can't win a Super Bowl without playing a game. I think that's just the most important part, staying together every day through the trials. Through the heat, through the fire. I think it's just, regardless, man, you got to show up for your brothers, and every day you show up, you're going to get better and better.
And don't forget 12 Sports. We'll have all your Larry Fitzgerald coverage from Canton starting Tuesday night right here on 12 News. Then you can watch the Cardinals in the Hall of Fame game Thursday right here on 12.